and welcome to Comics with Jose. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Follow me on Twitter at Art of J Velez, on Instagram at jvelez622. We're going to review some comics that I like, that I love, and some that I don't like or love. I own all the comic books that I am showing. Even though we're going to be looking at them digitally, I actually have copies of every single comic book that we are going to review. Like and subscribe, and thanks for listening. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here as I talk about my favorite subject, comic books. This is a manga we're going to be looking at, which is nothing more than a Japanese comic books. It's let's keep it simple here. This is my second favorite manga after Akira. The Onepunchman is just entertaining as heck. I absolutely love it. We're going to be looking at the entire book two. Shouldn't take too long. The chapters are rather short. So these takes chapters, I think, 9 through 15 plus an extra one. Here's our credit. Here's the writer and creator. And this is the artist Yusuke Murata, I believe. So this is still ongoing. So great book. Great series. I recommend this so much to everybody. Here is our all the for book 2, chapters 9 through 15, and your bonus. Great stuff. So we start out with Dr. Janus' past and how he made many contributions to the world with his great intelligence, but he had ended up losing his faith in humanity and how he believed that humanity just had to take the next step in the evolution of, into their own hand. And Dr. Janus figured out how to make himself young again because this is him, and so he regained his youth, and then he learned how to clone himself and began to advance his evolution and created the House of Evolution here. So Saitama interrupts him and just basically says, "Hey, let's speed this up." I love this. Master is busy, shortened that to 20 words or less. They're still talking with what was his name? Armored Gorilla. So basically, the Dr. Genius, maybe it's Genius, I don't know, is interested in their bodies. So they're going to, uh, you know, they're going to go and confront him instead. So this is kind of what they're hoping is to use Saitama now to create a new evolutionary. So, and so they're going to go to their base here. I love this. So the girl is going to report, and there he sends the message to, letting them know that they're coming. And so, and remember, in a manga, you read from this way. So you go, you read this, and then you read this, and then you read here, and then here, and then here. So he sends the message, so, and then, sorry, you read here a few final questions. So you read this, this, and this. So this is all done the Japanese way of how they read. So the mangas, you read the same way. If you pick up the book, you read it from the back to the front. So it just takes a little bit of getting used to it. It's just remember, it's this, then this, then this. So there they go. Dr. Genius is surprised that they wiped out everyone, and so they're gonna have his clones now get everything ready for when they get here. and they're gonna unleash this carnage kabuto. So again, from here to here to here. So, and the clones are shocked to do that, but um, they know that if they don't do this, they're gonna fail. So now we're 4 hours later. I just can't stress enough how much I like this. How fun. That's the thing about One Punch Man. It is fun. So 4 hours later, they're running up the mountainside to arrive to the House of Evolution. I love this sign, Beware of Bears. I don't know whether it's there really is or if that's just funny, but so they arrive to the House of Evolution, and Genis just quickly goes to destroy it. I understand why manga is so popular in the United States. I did not grow up reading manga. It is something I picked up as an adult, but I understand why it's so popular. They are outselling comic books um, in the United States. And comic books just need to find a way to change because manga is doing much better than comic books. So Saitama notices this hatch. So again, from here to here, and then they open it. So it's just a little, if you've never read manga, it does take a little bit of time to remember it's from here to here. So just remember. And so this is one of his clones, who's kind of freaked out. He gets hit and explodes. That goodness gracious. And so this is that creature, that Carnage Kabuto, who's very powerful here. And here's the real Dr. Genius. I'm gonna call him Dr. Genius. It's between Genus and Genius. It's just um. So we're just gonna go with Genius here, and he's one of those creatures of his. So he's their greatest creation, or he believes it. So there's all the clones that he's lacked, or that he had, that he's killing them. So, like it here, he's like, "Oh, kill me if you want. There are more where I came from." So he shows them a picture of um, Genis and Saitama, who's picking his nose, and he wants them dead or alive. So now we are going to the next chapter, chapter 10. This is kind of like the cover of the chapter. So we're in the base, and he says he's picking up life forms ahead. And here is, of course, I keep Carnage Kabuto. What a name! And he is carrying the Dr. Genius as um and he's like, "Oh, which one is it?" And he's like, "The one on the right." So he's like, "Oh, we don't need the one on the left." And then proceeds to heat Janus. That's why I'm calling the other one Genius, because I don't know, they it sounds so similar. So Janus and Gen, so that's why I call this one Dr. Genius. So do forgive me if it isn't. So great panel, just showing him still, just the cave, and just I like the panel. So he introduces himself. This book is funny. It's I don't know. I if you I think this is just a very great um great book. It's a great series. Um so Janice of course is alive. He's a big part of this series. So um the art is incredible and I hope you can see why I love it so much. It's my cup of tea. And he beats the crap out of Janice. So the Saitama goes to check on him. And Janice is just boom, 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 giving it everything he's got. Great panel. Look at that. Beautiful. So essentially, what he did is he took the Genesis fire, breathed it, and then is sending it back at him. So I love the hair. This is Genesis hair. So Saitama's like, oh, all right, and Dr. Genius is running away. So the two are gonna fight, and Dr. Genius is happy that he's finally gonna get his way. So great panel here, or great page showing him walk toward him, and he senses that um, he runs toward him, and he's about to hit him when he just senses something. You can see here as he gasps. Then he jumps back, and Dr. Genius is like, "What the heck?" And he senses that if he would have attacked, he would have killed him. He just feels his strength, and Saitama's like, "What? I love this." You just don't see very much hatching done, so this is pretty cool. And he wonders how he got so strong. Everybody's like been always wondering that, and so he's about to finally give his origin. So now we go to the next chapter. So everyone's wondering how he became so strong, and he's about to tell people this. This is so it's so funny. So he's going to reveal to everybody, and here he goes. So he did it by training. And he's like, what? No manipulation, no drugs, no surgery. And he tells Janice he got this strong in 3 years. 100 push ups, 100 sit ups, 100 squats, and 10 kilometers every day. And then everybody just looks at him. He had to eat 3 meals a day, train, never use heat in the winter or air conditioner in the summer, don't take days off. And one day he noticed that he was bald and he'd gotten stronger. And in other words, train so hard you lose your hair. And human strength lies in the ability to change yourself. And they're like, what? And Janice is like, you are so full of crap. That's regular strength training. It's not even that hard. I must become stronger. I didn't come here for jokes. So if you don't want to tell us, then don't tell us. So the Carnage Kabuto's like, whatever. So remember, read this way. It it does show up every once in a while to remind people. So Um, he's like, well, if you're not gonna tell us, love this panel. A lot of ink being tossed there. So he's gonna go kill him. And here it's mode carnage. So this means mode, this means carnage. So he hits him again, and just continues to pummel him. And Saitama is just surprised, kind of looks angry. So he's like in a berserker rage that can go on for weeks, and he can destroy like the whole town. So look at this. And he can't wait because today is the bargain day at the supermarket, and just punches him. Um, he witnesses this. I love still wearing the electrocuted hair. Oh my gosh, he's all like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss all these deals." So it's just funny. This book is fun. Recommend it. So at the end, of course, Dr. Genius says that he needs to change. So, and now we go to the next chapter, of course. So we're here with basically the Paradise Group, and so they're saying that you shouldn't have to work unless you want to. Why do you have to pay money to eat? Where's the freedom in the world? Can't we all just share? The rich grow fat. So very it's always funny. The same problems that occur in the United States, the same problems occur everywhere because humans are humans, and it doesn't matter where in the world you are. People are people. Um, so of course, this would be kind of like a left wing type of supergroup here that we're kind of dealing with. Because the reason I say left wing is because it's left wing ideas. So and he says here his name is Hammerhead, and they're gonna make a change, and they're gonna create a utopia, and they're basically um, gonna go out here, and they realize nobody's listening to them. um, so they're gonna take on the richest man in town by destroying his house, so that the people understand how serious they are, because the mansions are a symbol of inequality. And so they see this building. He says this whole building is his house, and that he must have acquired it dishonestly. So he is going to destroy that whole building right here. And boom. And the target is demolished. And this guy, it's a different building. This I'm telling you, it's a fun. It, I recommend this for everybody. Like Akira, I recommend the One Punch Man. So, so they're like, oh, his house is further up, so they're gonna go to get it. But the Moomin Rider has shown up, who's a superhero on a on a uh, on a bike. Here is a note: Moomin in Japanese means no driver's license, and this is a parody of another character called the Kamen Rider. So Moomin means he doesn't have a license, which is why he's always riding the bike. So he is a superhero, but people are like, "Yay!" Oh, and he's quickly defeated. So here he comes, pow, and then it's a fun. This book is this series is fun. So Saitama was sleeping. So here, just want you, if you read this part right here, this is his other one's other manga that he works on, Mob Psycho 100, which is really fun too. I recommend it as well. So he was having a dream and turns on the news and they're talking about the terrorists or the hammerhead and all that. He's just kind of ignoring it. It doesn't matter. Brushing's going about throughout his day, and suddenly, they're talking about their shaven heads. So he's like, "What?" And in here it says, "If you encounter a man with shaven head, leave the area immediately." So he's like, "Uh oh." He's like, "Oh my goodness, all that trouble I go through being a hero, and they're gonna copy. But if they copy me, people will think I'm the villain." So now he wants to go and crush them. This is great stuff. So now we have them causing havoc through the streets, and this is where that Zenuri lives, and they want him to get out, but he says it wouldn't look good. And then this person here being or not being shown all in shadow says there's no need for that. Um, this is, of course, Speed of Sound Sonic. It's a weird name. Now, I have to be honest with you. I thought this was a girl, but it is a guy. So, um, but like I said, I thought it was a female when I first saw. So, he's the bodyguard to Sunuri. He's gonna go help him. And so here they come. They're going toward the mansion. And then they stop because they hear some sound. And Sonic, I'm just going to say Sonic because it's easier than saying Speed of Sound Sonic. Uh, lets them know he works for them. He doesn't let people live. So, and then here, I love this part where they're all saying terrorist. And he's like, I'm not a terrorist. So now we're in chapter 13. And all of the henchmen are rushing Sonic, who decapitates them. This is just so cool. Look at that. And they're all dead except Hammerhead, who's of course the strongest. Throws a boulder and misses. Throws another boulder, hits the top of the mansion, and just keeps throwing boulders. He's trying to lure Sonic, leading it to him. He says he fights for lofty ideals and won't lose to Sonic. So off they go to fight. At the end, hits a dagger in the back. He falls. He calls Zenuri, tell him it's over, and he's heading back, but looks and the body's gone. Turns out there's a reason they call him Hammerhead. His skull is stronger, and so he'd never lost a fight before. So, and here comes Saitama. And we're in chapter 14, so 2 chapters left. So Saitama's in the forest. Great composition here. And he encounters Hammerhead. Thinks he maybe wants to join the Paradisers. Saitama says that he's a hero for fun, and he has to beat him up because of principle, because of the ball. So, and Hammerhead hits him. Thinks he was gonna move on, but sees that he's still there. He says, "Oh, I expected more from that suit." So he powers it up and just does the spin attack, and Saitama stops him, hits him in the stomach. You can even say it doesn't even hit him hard. Breaks the suit. Hammerhead runs away in fear. He's just disappointed. Sonic arrives. He thinks he's one of them. He tells him Hammerhead went that way buck naked, but she thinks he's, like I said, or he thinks he's part of the Paradisers. Throws one of the ninja knives at him. He catches it. Hits him with the sword, or goes to hit him with the sword. He breaks it, and tells him he's not one of those, one of them. But he says it doesn't matter because he stopped 2 of the attacks. It's his pride won't allow him to stop going after him. So very good drawing here, kind of like the Joker. And so Hammerhead is being beaten up. He is being these 2 beings are part of the order where he stole the suit. I like this design for this tech here. And then they kind of leave him for dead, and he's like, "Mom, I'm gonna get a job." So, all right, last chapter. So final chapter, and then we have the final bonus manga. So, Speed of Sound Sonic, or as I just like to say Sonic, is just trying to attack. And Saitama, of course, punches softly, or for him. And I love this part. He says that he's gonna devote all his time to defeating him. And then asks for his name. He says it's Saitama. And so the next time they meet, he will destroy him with all the ninja arts. Which says, good luck. And then he goes home. Janice is there. And they go, what did he want? And he says, I don't know. Showed up, declared his rivalry, and left. It's just funny. And if he's bothering you, I can extinguish him. To which Saitama says, you're bothering me too. So, he's a little upset that nobody knows who he is. And he's been working for 3 years as a hero and has no fans. Nobody knows who he is. And that Sonic even said, I don't know you. And that everybody thought he was a terrorist because nobody remembers him. So he's not listed in the hero registry, and then it goes on to say what the hero registry is here. And he says he didn't know, and it was created 3 years ago when this tycoon grandchild was attacked and a passerby offered help. And if you can look from that, it's exactly who Saitama had helped. So he himself is the whole reason that Department of Heroes was created. So they're gonna go. He says, "Let's register, and you can be my student." So they do, and so we get our bonus manga now. So this last story takes place when Saitama was still training. He still has hair, and this lady gave him a year's worth of free candy as a thank you, and how he's been pushing his body to the limit each day. And on the 300th day of training, he had a sharp pain, and he's um, running even faster, like he unlocked something. This kid's crossing, and suddenly, boom, he helps him out. Love this picture here with the dog. And so, still feeling the sharp pain. Here comes a villain. He's not quite who we know of yet, but he's on his way of becoming there. So, I love these names. And he goes to attack him, but the other guy hits him. And he needs to strive to get better. And so, boom. So, and that's the end. So, we're closing on the book here. A couple of pin-ups. And hope you liked it. Like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.